Hey, welcome to SMA Live in the afternoon, guys. It's me with spectacular couple Justin Ortiz and Jewelianna Ramos. Guys, thanks for taking the few minutes out of your time right now in Florida to talk to us on SMA Live. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great.
I'm doing awesome. Can't complain.
Now, let's go ahead and get the breaking news out of the way. You guys just recently announced on Facebook a huge change for you guys, and I'll let you, Juliana, why don't you go ahead and tell us about that?
It's super exciting. There's no other words for it. It is last minute, so we're trying to pack up as we speak. We were just packing up, starting to move stuff, and getting our parents over here so that they can help us. Because in 3 weeks we'll be moving to Tennessee. We will be managing 2 out of the 3 schools that are opening up in Nashville with Premier Martial Arts. Whoop whoop. And eventually overseeing 5 to 7, which is a lot of work, but it's something that we're super passionate about. So we're excited to get to do that.
Now, have you guys ever lived outside of Florida?
I'm originally from Boston.
That's right. That's right. You are originally a Boston OG. I forgot about that.
That's right.
And how can I forget? Me and your dad used to fight all the time.
That's right. The move is a little bit different, though. I mean, it is a different environment for us, and plus, moving together is a big deal for us. But we're super excited. But we just know that the organization that's going to be behind us, which is Premier, and Barry Vanover, he's a very, very intelligent guy when it comes to the martial arts business industry. So we're just excited to have that behind us. But more importantly, we're still going to be able to grow our brand and do the things that we do best, which is travel the world and sharing our knowledge. So that's key.
Yeah, you guys recently just came back from Spain. Give me some highlights from that trip.
Highlights would be that we got to teach for the first time. This is the first time something like this goes over to Spain, because sport martial arts is not big in Spain. But thanks to Liliana, she has done a wonderful job of growing it over there. So for the first time, there was a sport karate based camp out there. So for 3 days, we taught forms, fighting, and weapons. And it's just awesome to see how much they've grown in such short years, and that the tournaments over there are really starting to incorporate and look a lot like ours over here.
We started with just me and Liliana about 3 years ago at her tournament, and it was we started with a set fight, and so that drew in a crowd and got some spectators there and got more interest. And now her tournament this October, that's going to happen October 13th, I believe. Me and Juliana will be back to doing a nice big seminar together over there for all the people in Spain and all the rest of the people that are going for the tournament. But the tournament is now getting confirmation from people all over the world, so that's really exciting to see that grow in area.
I was saying it's really cool. You guys are being great ambassadors for the sport. Traveling across oceans to bring your talents. Justin, obviously, I mean, you've had a great career that's still going on with John Paul Mitchell. Juliana, you've had some spectacular. I'm just looking at some of the. Let me see if I can get some of these in here. Some of the pictures. Of course, that's Nightwing, who we will talk about. We will definitely bring up.
He's actually right here as we speak.
I see he's part of the broadcast. He's being such a good boy, and he travels so well. I remember seeing him in Chicago. I mean,
he's an amazing dog. Yeah. My little sidekick. That's why we named him Nightwing.
I know there's more into that name. Let me ask you this, Juliana. You are known for some of your amazing and spectacular kicks, and in fact, you credited your flexibility for you being able to come back from a rather traumatic event in your life. Give us just break it down for us, just a few minutes, how you attributed the martial arts for enabling you to come back. And I know you don't like to talk about, but briefly touch about that incident.
Well, definitely. It's not that I don't like talking about it. It's just that it doesn't come up, or I don't want to use it as a crutch as an excuse or anything like that. But it is something that is inspiring to people that are dealing with injuries. So in that way, I love to talk about it. I was in a really bad car accident November 1st, 2015. And I was hit by a car going 70. It ate a red light as I was turning with a green arrow, and the car spun. I ended up upright. It didn't flip, but my car was totaled and I was taken to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I had a fracture in my clavicles, something in my knee and my ankle, all these little things, but the major part of it was that I had issues with my back and my neck. During the first couple of tests, they did see that I had something going on, and they thought that I had broken one of my vertebrae.
Mm-hmm.
So they immediately cut off all my food and water supply, and for 3.5 days, I was on potassium and morphine. And I kept being told I would be lucky if I walked, but the martial arts and physical activity were out of the question, that I was no longer going to be able to do that. And I was young in my martial arts career, and I still am. So to hear that was really traumatic. And I remember crying and looking at my mom on the side of the bed and saying, I'm so sad. And I would just start crying. And so a little bit after that, 3 days, not a crumb of food, not a drop of water, my doctor came in and said, listen, there's this really expensive test. I think it was like a 3D CAT scan or a 3D MRI, something like that. They said the insurance was going to cover it with my PIP, and I was going to be able to get it done, and then we were going to be for sure if I needed the surgery or not, because my dad was not going to let me go into spine surgery just because. So we did the test, and it came out that it wasn't broken where they thought it was, but I had chipped a piece of my vertebrae, and it had slid in between my vertebrae and something else. And it looked like on the 2D scans that my back was cracked, that there was a bone that was broken, but it was just the chipped piece there. So technically it is broken in a way, but it's not a broken back. I do have 3 herniated vertebrae in my lumbar and in my cervical.
Cervical. I think that's what's called. Everybody who's a medical professional is going to kill us, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Something like that. So I do get some pain sometimes, but I really haven't experienced anything too bad. And I say that the martial arts did save my life, because the doctors said that because my back was so flexible during the trauma of the whiplash and whatnot, it didn't allow for it to tighten up and let my back break. If not, it let it kind of go with the movement.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was in such good physical shape that my body was able to kind of bounce back from that. So they told me that, again, physical activity was out of the question, but through a lot of physical therapy, I could get back to walking, maybe running. And that was still very traumatic for me. And I was depressed for a while, but I think 5 months into physical therapy, I was good, and I insisted on going every day. And I started to see progress, and I went back to start training, and little by little I did get there, and I competed at Battle of Atlanta that next couple of months from November to June, and I placed first and second. And I remember that being my kind of this reviving of the martial arts for me, and I was just like, I can do this. And that's when I got inspired to actually continue and do the whole NASCA circuit. And from then on, it's been great.
I mean, I think that's a remarkable story, how, life does throw a curveball at you. Like you said, you're just minding your business, stop doing, obeying the law, and out of nowhere, life changes in a second. And I think that's absolutely amazing that you're able to come back from that. I mean, it's a remarkable story. For anybody who wants to read that, the article is, I'll bring it up nice and big. It's from the Daily Mail. You can just Google her name and Daily Mail. You should see that article. It's a lot of detail that I know from reading that you did leave out. It's a very good read, and I think it's something to be celebrated just to see that you're back competing now. Taking a turn a little bit to Justin. How are you going to deal with this move? I know you guys snowboard. I've seen the pictures. So you guys are going to have to deal with 4 seasons now. Tennessee is quite a change from Florida.
Well, the winter season is definitely not as long as being in Boston, so it's nothing that I haven't dealt with before. But I'm actually excited. Just like you said, I actually used to teach snowboarding, so being able to actually have a season where I can do that is going to be super exciting for me. So I don't know, I'm not afraid of the cold. I do prefer the hot a lot better, but
I understand that. I mean, I
definitely be
gotta,
fun.
we gotta seriously figure out some time to get everything carved together because Ross Levine snowboards, I snowboard, you snowboard. I
Oh,
know there are other guys out there to do it. We need to get together and have a trip. That would be awesome.
point fighting on snowboards. Let's do it.
Oh, you know what? Hey, I'm all for that. I'm pretty sure we can pick up a new injury
Right.
doing that. I'm showing
Uh,
everybody some great pictures. You guys. You guys are dynamic kickers. And of course, follow these guys on Instagram, Twitter. Jewelianna, you just surpassed 25,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations
exciting.
she's
on that.
killing it. She's like The Rock, but a female version when it comes to Instagram.
I mean,
Thanks,
yes, we
babe.
probably
I
don't have
like
that
that.
many, but some of those pictures are absolutely amazing. Here's, of course, one of you meeting Wonder Boy, which was just a month ago up in Philadelphia. I know he's got to be impressed with being a guy known for his kicking attacks. Seeing you there and doing that at the tournament. I know he said it brought back a lot of memories, and he had a great time there.
Just a really quick thing that I thought was so funny. I asked Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, I came up to him from behind and I asked, hey, can I take a picture with you? And his reply was, yeehaw. He yeehawed to me. And I thought that was the craziest thing that's ever happened. And moving to Tennessee, that was a great.
It's a great forecaster. There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and bring everything closing. We got to get your special guest here, the dog with the most, of course, Nightwing. Now, first, how did the name Nightwing come about? For you guys that are not in the comics, Nightwing is who Robin became after Dick Grayson graduated to Nightwing. I mean, I'm going to get called nerd 1,000 times by my colleague, Nick, Emily, etc. But I know this, and Nightwing, I think, is the coolest name for the puppy. How did that come about?
If I can actually speak on this part, because me and Mr. Johnny Tension himself, we have a little debate on who's the real Batman.
Oh, yeah.
But no, shout out to Johnny. But we love debating about who's the real Batman. Actually, I got a text from him on my birthday, which is past, and he was like, "Happy birthday, Robin!" Laugh out loud. I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Thank you, Alfred." Laugh out loud. So.
You gave Butler.
Yeah. But so Nightwing, of course, is Batman's sidekick. So he was, kind of named him under my sidekick. But wanted to give him a cool name, not Robin. I didn't like Robin was kind of to me the whack version of Nightwing. So
I will say, I think his one blue eye is what motivated us to be like, Nightwing's it. Because actually, Justin and I are both really big Batman fans, even before we met each other. I used to collect comics, and I know everything about DC Universe. So when Justin was like, "What about Nightwing?" I fell on the ground, and I was like, "That is it." So
I mean, I don't think you guys can get any cooler with that, especially in my eyes. Let me ask you this: I know you love the DC Universe, but have you guys seen Infinity War yet? And
we did. We saw it this. Was it yesterday? The day before yesterday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Did you come out of the theater weeping like the rest of us?
Well, we didn't weep, but we were like super excited, and actually, believe it or not, I was actually following the whole MCU universe, so I was like up to date on everything, and I was making sure I keep track and watch every post credit there was, and it was pretty cool. I'm excited for what's next, but
I'm excited to see Captain Marvel.
Oh, there you go. One for girl power. You gotta love that.
Oh, see, that's a spoiler. You're not supposed to be giving that out, but
well, they know she's coming up. She's got a movie. We didn't say anything spoiler-ish, but
that's true.
Hey guys, I certainly appreciate the time. Good luck with the move. It's let me guess, it's about a 10 plus. No, it's got to be like 16-hour drive from you guys to Tennessee.
Surprisingly, no. It's only about 12 to 13 hours.
Okay.
So.
Which will turn into a day.
Oh, you know what? Take your time and enjoy it. It's so much stuff to see up there, and it's. I'm looking forward to you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing many updates from Tennessee with you all. Good luck in the new endeavor, and I know we'll see you both out on the tournament scene soon. And I look forward to seeing Nightwing right there beside you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
There you go, everybody. Justin Ortiz, Jewelianna Ramos. Thanks, guys. Let me go ahead and end this real quick. We'll see you guys soon with another SMA Live broadcast.